In my last video, I was talking about a word that rubs me the wrong way. It's a female part. It's not the part that bothers me, it's the word. I can't say it out loud. It just bothers me. And I was trying to figure out what is it that it's just a word. Like, why does it bother me so much? And I realized that part of it is that it's like naming a part of me as if literally it's another animal. But I'm the animal. Like it's a part of us, like our body. And so when someone makes it a whole other entity, like a whole other living thing, I'm like, you're taking it out of me. You're especially when it's associated with an animal that maybe I don't connect with as easily. But yeah, I think it's this like, for me, that female part is very sacred and spiritual and very life force energy. So when you give it a different life or connect it to a different being, it just, I don't know, it diminishes it for me. But that's just me. But it made me think about words and what words rub me or other people the right way, or maybe not. For different people, I think it's different. But terms of endearment was brought to my mind. So when I was growing up, my mom and dad were divorced when I was really young, so I didn't see like an early relationship of between them, them speaking terms of endearment with each other. But I would watch Days of Our Lives a lot. I would watch soap operas, and on there was a couple, Pat and Kayla, and he would always call her Sweetness. He would bring her yellow roses. At the time that I was at that age, I loved their dynamic, and I was like, oh, Sweetness. I like that it's still part of sweet, but it's not the same as sweetie or sweetheart. There was also another couple on the show that was Bo and Hope. And Hope was this absolutely stunning woman. And Bo called her Fancy Face. And it was so fitting for her because she was very fancy looking. Like, who knows what happened to that actress? But if any of you are out there, Days of Our Lives fans, let me know. And Fancy Face, I loved that it was very unique. It was very fitting to her. And his character named her for her. So it was something between them that was special. And it's like, I think I crave that. If someone if I'm in a relationship and someone calls me honey or sweetie or baby, yeah, of course I would love it. But I feel like sometimes it's said as a throwaway. Like I remember dating someone, like being in a relationship with someone, and he called everyone sweetheart or sweetie. So when he said it to me, it didn't feel like anything special. I was like, it didn't make me feel bad, but at the same time, it didn't make me feel good because it was like, oh, you're not naming me for something special towards me. If someone calls me baby or babe or honey or sweetie or whatever before they even know me or we're not in a relationship, then I'm like, okay, this person just says it to anyone because you're not taking the time to get to know me and saying it to me in a way that is special to me. Like I would love it if someone said something like a term of endearment after getting to know me, or we connect on some level and he sees that as or feels that as something that is fitting to the way that he feels about me. My mom called me Mithi, which is sweetie in our language, and that carries a whole other level of weight and depth and nurturing and affection that nobody can beat. I think the tone of how someone says a word like that, who it's coming from, how you feel what they're feeling makes such a huge difference. But I realize that I associate sweetie and sweetheart sometimes with familial, like someone just being very nurturing, or like the actual word, not mithi, but sweet or sweetheart. With someone, especially older, sort of being nurturing and caretaking of someone younger, being protective. I also associate it a little bit with condescension. So sometimes people will say, oh, sweetie, oh, honey, like, you're too young to understand that, or kind of as if you're too naive to get something. So sweetie and sweetheart, like, it depends on who's saying it, how it's said. It really makes me laugh when someone younger says it to someone older. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. And to be honest, like, I do have some memories or connections or like trust. I don't know if you could call it trust issues, but definitely in the past, when I heard things like babe or sweetie, or, I know some cultures use my love or mi amor. When I heard those terms being said to me, unfortunately, the person wasn't just saying it to me. I found out later, especially in that case, the mi amor. um, so I connected to someone, like, it's not a good way to think necessarily, but I'm just being very truthful here. Sometimes I connect it with, like, it's easy to say that if you're not sure. Like, if you're kind of dating different people, you could say sweetie or sweetheart or babe or baby or mi amor. And you don't even have to remember their names. You don't have to, like, keep it all in track. You just are saying it because it applies to anyone that you're dating. I'm not just associating it with cheating, but I feel like there's definitely a component for me that if someone is saying something specifically that is between me and them and is more like something they've chosen that is me, that represents how they feel about me, and it's not something that they could say to someone else and it would necessarily even make sense or mean anything to that person. When someone takes the time to find the word that they really feel about me, that means so much. And I realize in saying all this that the bottom line is that if someone calls me by my name, Tasleem, that is powerful. Like, the person that would maybe have called everyone sweetie or baby or whatever, it became a throwaway thing to me. It didn't mean that much when they said it to me. But if they just called me by my name and the tone that they use, that means a lot to me, especially because the meaning of my name means a lot to me. And yeah, I think people, I think there have been studies done out there that when you're called by your name, there's a connection there. Like, you feel like you're being called upon. So yeah, I'm curious, do you guys use terms of endearment? Do you say words to people that are affectionate? And are they the same words that you would prefer to hear back from that person? I don't think I've ever actually said sweetie or honey or baby to someone. I would like to be called baby by the right person if I was in a relationship with them. But like I said, if it's something that they're using all the time, like I probably shouldn't even be in that relationship if that's the case. But yeah, I would prefer it to be just something for me and him, between me and him. Yeah, I'm wondering what your favorite terms of endearment are. And I know that there are cultures out there that use terms of endearment. Like there's a lot of UK or Irish people, like you'll hear everyone saying my love or love, love, and I know that there's nothing negative in there. It's like they're really giving love and affection and warmth to you and being inviting. But again, if that's being said to just everyone, I would want that person to call me something a little different. I think this got brought up lately for me because I was saying that I went on a few dates with someone who very quickly was calling me my darling or darling. And I was like, I don't know what I think about this. And I realized it was because it was really soon to call me anything like that. So I was like, oh, I'm curious. Do you just say this to everyone? And he was like, no. He goes, maybe to my sister or my mom. And I'm like, but then I don't know, like, should I take that as a compliment that I'm included in the people that are important to him? But I'm like, why? Because take the time to get to know me and then call me darling. And I want it to be indicative of like that it's not just me and him as like a family thing. Like it's not the same as his family. Like it's more passionate or yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what you think. Let me know. Talk to you soon.